Hey everybody, it's Chase with AV Pop Culture again, and today we are here to count down the top 10 4K releases, the best 4K transfers of the year so far. So pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. All right, so best 4K transfers of the year so far. This is going to be based mostly just on the quality of the 4K restoration, how good the visuals are, all of that kind of stuff. I will take in packaging and all that kind of thing into consideration if I needed like a tiebreaker, some different things. And I have some honorable mentions here as well. So let's just jump right into it because there's been some really great releases this year. I actually had a hard time kind of sorting these for the most part, but I'm pretty happy with what I got here. And at the end, we'll get to those honorable mentions a little bit later. But coming in at number 10 so far, one a lot of people kind of talked about and then forgot about is Constantine. There is absolutely leaps and bounds of improvement over the Blu-ray of Constantine, definitely above any other release that I have seen of Constantine. Now, I picked up this exclusive set here that kind of kicks everything up a notch, just super cool. But it has this steelbook in it that's debossed, embossed, whatever you want to call it. But the 4K image on this thing is way, way better. Try to open it up. This, of course, is the UK version, so it comes with the Blu-ray. But it is the same transfer that you get with the domestic release, and it is worth every penny. This is a great release. When you get it with this set, it does kind of kick it up a notch. You get some extras, you get poster, you get art cards, and this beautiful chunky box with it here. And I love that side of it right there. But the visual, like the color correction that they did in here, just really, really improves over the original, and the 4K presentation is pristine. If you guys follow me, you know I don't really evaluate the audio. I refuse to do that until I have a complete, full Atmos setup. I can just tell you that it sounds good. I don't have to roll up and down the audio to hear them talking. But Constantine definitely deserves a mention. It checks in at number 10 so far this year. Slide that right over there. Now, at number 9 is one that I did a full 4K review on with part of my Vinegar Syndrome monthly subscriber rankings, and I absolutely was blown away by the quality of Drop Zone, the Vinegar Syndrome cinematograph line release. Holy smokes. Let me get a little more light on this for you guys. Holy smokes, is this thing just next level here. I pointed to, and I'll try to link in the description, or you can search. You can just go to my homepage on YouTube and search Drop Zone or Vinegar Syndrome reviews and find where I did a full review of this with video footage and stuff like that. There's a scene at the beginning where it's going, the opening credits are still going, and it kind of shows an alligator crawling off a bank into a creek in the water. And it looks like you're looking through just glass, and you can just reach out and touch him. It is just so good, and it is that way all the way through. There's a lot of vibrant colors. There's hard places to film because there's a lot of skydiving. Of course, it's cool packaging. Not the craziest about the artwork, but the cinematograph line is limited, 5,000. So everything together here, tons of extras, but the 4K quality of this is next level. It had to be on here. The first action movie release by Cinematograph. Hopefully we get more. Drop Zone comes in at number 9. Now, number 8 on the list is one that a lot of you may not expect, but I'm going to tell you, I got the Blu-ray, and I went out and bought the Blu-ray just to look at them side by side. And on my OLED with my settings and my Panasonic UB820, this thing is leaps and bounds above the Blu-ray to me. I'm talking about Night of the Creeps. It's a great movie too, right? This is one that we've been waiting on 4K. Now I know like my man CHH, Planet CHH, like he was a little upset that it didn't have both cuts where it's like a different ending, like the last 15 seconds of it is changed, but you still can see that ending in here. It's in the extra features, of which this multi-disc set, I think it's a 3-disc set, is absolutely loaded with features. And I mean, I love Tom Atkins in this. Thrill Me. You got Jason Lively. But just the way this looks, because it's got a lot of that old like sci-fi horror stuff like that. I did a full review of this, so you can search that on the channel too. I'll try to remember to link it down at the bottom in the description. But man, this one is worth the money. I am considering double dipping so that I can get the 2 posters and the Tom Atkins NECA figure. This is a must own. If you're a fan of like 80s horror and Tom Atkins, all that kind of stuff, this is an absolute must own. Just a great 4K restoration here. And it is a brand new 4K restoration, a full restoration, not just a scan of the negative. And that shows you've got Fred Decker with a commentary on this, who's the writer-director. You've got tons of new features. This thing is stinking loaded. I love this movie. Love it. And I am glad to see that it got a 4K that is that high a quality. Night of the Creeps checks in at number 8. Now, at number 7 is one that I did a full review on. Nobody else really is talking about this one a whole lot. Hammer Films, like classic Hammer horror, they have got into being like their own boutique here lately, and they are putting out first-class 4K boutique-style restorations. But among them, this one just blew me away. This is the first big set out. It's Captain Kronos, Vampire Hunter. Now, I admit I had not seen this movie before I got it. And this thing is like part Johnny Depp, Pirates of the Caribbean, part Robin Hood, and part old school Hammer vampire movie. And that is a hell of a combination for me. And this set is absolutely incredible. You've got the outward chunky box there that is kind of like a faux leather material that is super cool. But this set is a big 5-disc set here. You get 2 different cuts of this in 4K. You get the widescreen UK theatrical version and the full screen as filmed version. You also, excuse me, it's 3 cuts, because you also get the widescreen US theatrical version in 4K. You're going to get all those doubled up in Blu-ray. Enough special features to keep you busy for hours on end. And the 4K, you get posters, booklets, all that kind of stuff. But the 4K itself, and I did the full review. Again, I'll try to link some of these down there. The 4K itself is crazy good for where they started with this thing to where it ended up. The colors, everything about it, I was just really taken aback when I saw it. It had to be on here. This quality of a release. Now, it's pricey. This was, and I don't think I'm not sure that you can get this big set anymore. You can get a standard. This big one was like $65. I can't remember for sure. I think it might have been like $65 with shipping. I got mine from Orbit, and it made me a fan. I have been trying to get all the stuff that Hammer puts out, but this one really takes the cake. It deserves to be on here. So Captain Kronos from Hammer comes in at number 7. Now, at number 6 is a studio release. This made my top 50 4Ks of all time. As a matter of fact, a few of these did this year, and this one is how you do 4Ks. It put back all of the warmth, the color, that kind of comfort feeling that was kind of taken away with some of the bad color grades and compression on DVD and Blu-ray. I'm talking about A Knight's Tale. Now, I didn't do a standalone review of this. My buddy Brian over at The Last Movie Standing, he did. I'll see if I can try to remember and link that down here too. I love this movie. I'm a massive Heath Ledger fan. I was before Dark Knight. And this is an incredible release. It's a 2-disc set, so it's got extras. I actually love the artwork on here. It's simple. I love that on the back. The steelbook's got that like flat sheen to it, but the transfer on this, the full restoration on here is second to none. I mean, Sony usually does good work. This is good work. You've got a lot of extras. You've got the extended version, which I had never seen before. And so you've got that on 4. You got both on 4K. It's pristine. It is absolutely pristine. One of the best I've seen ever. It made my top 50 of all time. And Knight's Tale, in that case, definitely has to be here. Checks in at number 6. Now, number 5 is one that a lot of people talked about. I can't tell you that I am a big fan of this movie necessarily, or this type of movie. I'm not a gore hound. I am not a big Italian horror guy, so I was never a big Fulci guy. But this 4K of The Beyond by Grindhouse Releasing is damn good. It is a damn good 4K. It was like $66, I believe. You get the full chunky box set. This is kind of cool in here. It's a multiple disc release with all the different artwork. And that's really cool. But the 4K with the color correction, especially if you watch, and I watched both cuts, and I watched the commentary. The commentary is worth buying it for. The one with the two main actors. But this, it is the producer. The composer's cut. Excuse me, in 4K with the new composed music that they've been traveling around showing with. That's the way to watch it. That's the way to watch it. That color, the clarity of the 4K. This is first class work. It is probably going to be in the top 5 or top 10 by the end of the year. Some of these are candidates. You're really going to have to knock my socks off going forward to beat out this top 5, particularly. Probably really the top 6 or 7. You're really going to have to knock my socks off. But The Beyond, no question, it had to be here. It comes in at number 5. And I know some of you expected this to be higher. Take into consideration that the cost of it, the lack of being able to get it, all those kind of things. And I still think they did the best. This is the best it can look, period. I don't think it could look better. But there are others that maybe the source material was in a better shape. They had more visual things to work with to improve it better, and I think it kind of shows up. And so for that reason, it's down here. But that's no knock. This is an incredible 4K coming in at number 5. Now, at number 4, I have 2 here tied at this spot, both from Shout Scream Factory. I really didn't know as I was going through them how to break them apart because I feel like they're right on even par with each other. And I am talking about Humanoids from the Deep and Vampires. If I had to pick one that because of where it started to where it ended up, if I had to pick one to set above the other, it would be Humanoids from the Deep. This thing is nuts how good this is, because I've seen this movie many times, and I've seen the VHS. I've seen it on Tubi. You can go watch it on Tubi right now. When you watch this, it's an otherworldly improvement. It is redonkulous. I don't know how many adjectives I've got. I'm a writer, and I'm not sure I could come up with enough adjectives to explain how much this knocked my socks off from where it started, how I've always seen it, to what this 4K did to it. And just absolutely that good. It's that good. Vampires, it looks that good too, but it didn't have as far to go as Humanoids from the Deep. It's much, much newer. by like 18 years, I believe. And you had John Carpenter behind the wheel on this, so you knew it was going to be shot right. It had a visual representation already. It's basically a Western, so those always tend to look good because you get a lot of daylight. Even in a vampire movie, you get a lot of daylight, landscapes, all that kind of stuff. But I really didn't know how to pick one of these apart. They both belong up here. If I had to say one, given where the quality, the budget, everything else, the age of the film, if I had to pick one where it started to where it ended up, Humanoids from the Deep would earn the spot by itself. But all things being equal, these both deserve to be here, top 5. You can't go wrong with either one. They're incredible. I think this one's just maybe a hair better because of everything else. I'm telling you, this one knocked my socks off. Like it's that good for this type of movie, especially. Has no right to look that good. But both of these are great. I tie them at number 4 on the list. Now, before we get to, well, we'll do 3 and then we'll leave the top 2. And we'll go to our honorable mentions. But number 3 also, and I think Humanoids from the Deep made my top 50 all time as well. This one definitely did. Jackie Brown. I think this is the best 4K so far that I've seen that Lionsgate's done. I admit I haven't seen the Apocalypse Now, and that's a re-release. But I'm talking about like as far as new releases. With the Lionsgate Limited line, this is a 4K restoration from the camera negative, and let me tell you, it shows. The colors in this pop off the screen, the beautiful grain, the filmic look, it sounds incredible, it looks incredible, unreal. Even Risha, who watched this with me, she doesn't know jack about movies, she's like, damn, that looks good. That looks so good. I'm telling you, if you're only buying one, if you say I'm gonna test out Lionsgate Limited with one release, make it this one. Make it Jackie Brown. I think it looks the best of all the Tarantino movies. I really, really do, and that includes Reservoir Dogs. I think this beats Reservoir Dogs. Jackie Brown, absolutely incredible. One of the best I've ever seen. Comes in at number 3. And before we get to the top 2, I've got about 4 or 5 honorable mentions here. The first one is Tombstone. I think this looks great. Absolutely great. I put it down lower because it's hard to get. People say, why does Disney do this? Disney has always done stuff like this. I'm an old Disney fan from back in the day with the cartoons and stuff. Disney's always done the Disney Vault. They've always let stuff out in limited quantities, limited amount of time, and then put it back away. That way they don't carry dead stock. They drive up demand, all that kind of stuff. They guarantee to themselves that they sell it out each time they put it out. They've always done it. They're just doing it with other titles that they own now. It's basically still the old Vault thing. That's one reason. The other reason is they are desperate to make streaming profitable because they're on the cusp of it falling apart. They're trying everything they can do. They just acquired the rest of Hulu. They're in neck deep and they can't get out. So they see every time they release something on physical media, they see it as a detriment, as taking away from their streaming library, something that is exclusive to that. That's the reasons why they do it. You're like, why do they do it? Why do they do it? Those are the reasons why. That is why. And so I take away because of that. It's not loaded with special features or anything, but it's a great looking steelbook. It is a great 4K. I think the 4K looks really damn good. It doesn't have the extended version. That's on the VistaVision or Vista DVD. It's only a few minutes different. It doesn't really change anything, so that part of it doesn't bother me at all. But this deserves an honorable mention because it does look that damn good, and it's a big one we've been waiting on a long time. Another one that's a studio release is Outlaw Josie Wales. I've seen Dirty Harry. I haven't seen all of those others that got put out with it, but I've seen this and I've seen Dirty Harry. And I think this beats Dirty Harry. And maybe I'm slightly biased because this is one of my favorites of his, but I think it does. I think it looks, they both look so good. I could have really put them both here. Dirty Harry deserves a shout out, But if I'm taking one, I'm taking the Outlaw Josie Wales because it just looks damn good. It deserves a shout out. All those Clint Eastwood movies do. But this one kind of tops it for me. So I picked it as the shout out. I got one here from Arrow. This is Deep Blue Sea. It looks great. The 4K looks great. I love it. I love how it looks. This is a fun movie for me. I love LL Cool J in here. I've always liked this movie. It has one of, I think, the best shocking kills ever in it. But there are things that knock it down. I'm not crazy about how different this color is from the outside cover to the inside cover. It's like, what are y'all doing? That's happened here lately. You could still print this in just as saturated of a color. Also, the quality control on your commentaries. There is an absolutely absurd commentary that should not be on here. You shouldn't be getting that person to come on here and spout their agenda and apply it in a nonsensical fashion to your film when the masses, like if this was, you know, if this was their own YouTube channel and they wanted to do that to it, then fine. But if you're asking me to pay for that as one of the extras, I'm giving you a little bit of a knockdown on that. And I have concerns on Cobra. I'm reserving judgment, but I have reservations on Cobra, the commentary, when you bring in someone who is like a young 20-something female who writes about feminist fashion design and stuff like that to do a commentary on Cobra. Let's get some people with some backgrounds in like film education and film appreciation and filmmaking and stuff like that are out here in the YouTube land that start coming in and talking about these things. But that kind of kicks it down for me just a little bit, but it's still a great 4K. I got two more that I want to mention real quick. The next one I just watched, and that is Kingdom of Heaven. Ridley Scott 4K. Still got the J card here. Just an A+ on picture on this. The steelbook is beautiful. I kind of also bust this one down a little bit because it's hard to get. It keeps going in and out of stock. But this is a big 3-disc set here. And like I said, the picture is phenomenal. I love this movie. Besides film, I also used to teach history. My specialty was ancient Greece and ancient Rome, but through the Crusades. I mean, I did teach American history as well, but like, so this is all like right up my alley. I love this stuff. So I was really looking forward to this movie coming out, and it is loaded with bonus material, but that's all well and good. The 4K is breathtaking, as it should be on a movie like this. And if it wasn't so hard to get and it had all versions of the movie on here, it would rank higher for me. But I still think it deserves a mention, Kingdom of Heaven. And then the last one is definitely one you're not expecting, and that is Jason Goes to Hell. And the reason I put this in here is because of how it looked before to how it looks now. Not to mention all of the extra features on here that are really, really good. I think the guy over at Red Shirt Pictures was behind some of these. Michael Felsher. And I, you know, again, those are people I appreciate more doing things than just like your random, like other people that Arrow have been putting on stuff. But this thing is a 2-disc set that is absolutely loaded with special features. But I know a lot of people don't like this, and I'm a fan of this movie more so than others. It's like in the middle of the pack for me, or kind of like, I don't know, 6 or 7. I'm tempted. I just did a rankings of the Friday the 13th movies, and I have rewatched them again this past weekend, and I may shake out something even different. But this one, the way it looks on the Blu-ray compared to how it looks on the 4K is light years different, in my opinion. Just absolutely light years different. The practical effects pop out, and there are an underestimated and underrated amount of really cool practical effects in this movie. There's a ton of them. So if you're a practical effect hound, this movie should be higher up on your list. But for the extras and how it looked compared to how it did look, this one's got to be on here. I'm thinking the same thing with Friday the 13th 3D Part 3. I was talking to my buddy Brian and Jason about this. As a filmmaker, as someone who shot films, I read that they only use the 3D mechanism in the shots with 3D. So you can't excuse that for the rest of the filming. And there are a lot of scenes in that movie that are just soft focus. They're kind of blurry. They're kind of faded. All that kind of stuff. That movie could really benefit from a 4K full restoration the way this one did. Maybe that one even more. But where this started to where it ended up, I believe it deserves a mention. So Jason Goes to Hell is one of my honorable mentions. And that gets me to my top 2. And coming in at number 2 is one of the best VSUs that Vinegar Syndrome has ever done. It's top 2, top 3, maybe top 2 is The Golden Child. This release is insanely good. It is very good. I just did a full review of it. If you want all the details and see video on it, the packaging, everything else is second to none, but the 4K restoration, and this is a movie I've seen countless times, so it's very easy for me to pick up on the differences. They're there. It is that damn good. It is a better overall finished product than The Beyond. It is. And to be fair, this was probably a much higher budget movie, Eddie Murphy, everything else. I'm not knocking it, but people are holding The Beyond as one of the top 4Ks of the year, and it probably will still be at the end, and I think this is better. It is that good. I think it's top 3 VSUs, maybe top 2, and it is one that you must own if you're a VSU collector, Eddie Murphy fan, whatever. If you just want a damn good 4K, The Golden Child comes in at number 2. It is up there. And that just leaves one, and there's no question. There was no question. Nothing has touched this. It's Reanimator by Ignite Films. This came in at number 2, I think it was, all time of my 54Ks that I have seen all time. And to you guys out there, they're like, how did you not have this or you not have... Remember, I haven't seen every single 4K that exists. So that list was of what I've seen. Just like this, I can't afford to buy every single 4K, but of what I've seen, it's going to be hard ever. There's not a lot that's going to touch this. This is a great 4K set. You got your hardback book, but the 4K restoration is really what matters, and it is just leaps and bounds. I did a side-by-side of this in the Arrow Blu-ray, which was really just a scan. It was not a restoration. There's a difference between the two. This leaves it behind. And I like my Arrow version. I'm a big Arrow fan. People are like, you just hate on Arrow. No. I had Arrow as my number 1 boutique last year. I love Arrow. But that doesn't mean that, you have to say everything is the greatest. Something beat it. It's just how it is. I'm a big football fan. My team loses sometimes. Sometimes you just get beat on something. This is one of the best that I have ever seen, and it's going to be very hard for this to get knocked off for the year. But if you don't own this, they have a standard. If you don't want to pay this for the big set, they have a standard. I highly recommend it. This is an incredible release, and it is the best I have seen this year so far. One of the best I have ever seen. And that is my list, complete with honorable mentions of the best 4Ks of the year so far. But I'm sure we've got plenty of time to go. We're going to have a lot more great 4Ks this year, and I'll be right here to talk about all of them with you, review them, and all of that good stuff. If that's like something that you're into, please like and subscribe. That really helps out the channel. Share it so that we get found out there. We do all kinds of things here. Lists, rankings, big recommendations and rankings videos, 4K reviews, physical media news, movie discussions, all of that stuff from a fan and filmmaker's perspective. If that's something you would like to support too, more than just liking and subscribing, you can join at my YouTube channel right below, or you become a member over at my Patreon. That link is below. I'd recommend that. They take less. I can do more uncensored stuff over there. But no matter what, you're going to get your name and lights on every single video, behind the scenes, special videos, all that kind of stuff. And it all goes back into the channel. And I couldn't do this without you guys, and I really do appreciate it. But until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
I know.